Hey guys, how y'all doing today? So today is going to be an extra pour, just everything that I had extra left over, all in some cups. A few of them have already been pre-mixed with other colors. They're all done by one part paint to 2-part Floetrol. None of them have any type of silicone, dimethicone, any type of oils to make them sell. We are using a dollar store canvases. This was actually the only one they had there. It's a 2-pack, and it is a 5x7. So yeah. Okay, so as you can see, these are cotton. They have not been gessoed whatsoever. And just like always, today is going to be a random, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to do it anyway type of pour. These are just 2-ounce little glasses that we are going to actually use to prop this up. This is just to make sure that it is evened. Okay. Like I mentioned before, these have not been gessoed. This one here has many different colors in it, mostly reds, pinks, a little bit of blacks. I'm not actually sure what other. This is a really beautiful pumpkin orange. I wish you guys could actually see this, but my lights have been totally messing with me today. And this is a really kind of pink, a pink. So yeah, I have no clue, like I said, what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it, because that's what we do, right? And that's not what I wanted to do, but oh well. It's gonna get painted anyway, right guys? Okay, so what I'm gonna do for this colors here, the pink and the orange, I'm gonna use that for the base, and then dump this on top of it. Okay, so we're just going ahead and flip cup this onto this, and then we'll do it with the pink and the rest of the colors. This is just to kind of give the moisture of movement. Okay. When it comes to this color, like I mentioned, I'm not really worried about how it looks. Okay. We are just going to move it around a little bit. See if this helps you guys any. Like I said, I'm not caring about any of the cells, even though it has a little bit. I'm just really wanting to get some movement onto the canvas. Pop any of those bubbles that might be in there. Okay, and we're going to do our crab shoot. This is basically almost all of the pinkish, orangish colors that was left over, and I'm going to make a big old mess. So come watch me make a mess, right? Let's see if I can pull this out a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to try to flop it right into the middle. 2, 3. And of course it didn't work, but hey. really want to try to keep this middle in there. So do it slowly so that you don't lose too much of your paint or cells on the sides. Once you get to a point that you like, go back into the middle or the center. That's as much that I want. Slowly tip to the sides. I'm going to lose that really pretty spot right on the edge. I don't want to yet. Let that settle just for a second, because I really want to keep that. Nope, I'm losing it. Oh, so much beautifulness falling off the edges. If I had a scraper at this point in time, that is what I would be doing, is scraping up some of this that's falling onto the sides. Just gonna let it just sit and kind of breathe for a second. That's actually really pretty. I wonder if it's gonna actually stay like that. I doubt it. Okay, good. You guys can still see this pretty much. Right now I'm just taking my finger along the back. and just getting any type of drops that might be happening. Alright, so that is painting number 1. Not too shabby. Could have been better, but you know, hey. I'm going to hit this with a heat gun, see if I can get any cells going on. No cells, but I do see a oh, that's just not gonna work. Okay, well, that's what we're gonna get. Wish me luck on the drying. Hey guys, so we are on number part 2 of the leftover paints. We are using panel that we got from the dollar store. I was lucky and actually found one. Woohoo! It is a 5x7. We are going to be using a mix of paints. None of them have the silicone, methicone, alcohol, anything like that to make cells. So what you see is what you get until it dries. So like I was saying, so what you see is what you get. We have a whole bunch of different colors. This one here is going to be mostly black and gray. You can see some kind of really cute cells going on there. This is a light green. And this one has a mixture of blues and greens and all of that wonderful jazz. What I am thinking about doing is adding the black to the light green and then using that as a base coat, like a primer, and then adding this one here as the outside. So we're definitely going to see how that turns out. We are going to do a flip cups because, well, that's what we do, and of course I try to knock everything over. This is going to be most certainly a double flip cup. I don't actually know how to explain this. So let's go ahead and flip cup that one, and then, you know what? I've seen this done before. Let's see if we can do it. Don't know if this is going to work. Don't know how it's going to work. But let's test it out. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm scared to death. Really, really, really bad right now. All right, 1, 2. Breathe. Tip. Let that soak. Lift up 1 cup. The lid looks like a friggin' dragon. Of course it does. And my table's uneven. Of course it will be. Okay, I'm gonna leave this just tipping on its side just in case I need to get it. And here's the scary part. The second cup, which I was kind of hoping. Well, it worked out a little bit different, but that's okay. And nope, that's nothing what I thought it would be. Gonna let that sit for a second. Like I mentioned before, my table is not even, so a lot of my paint is actually coming off of the canvas already. Okay, now let's start tipping. Maybe if the colors were different, like if they were switched, they might have given us a little different outcome. Really want some of this pink and the greens. And I know people are like screaming, don't do this, don't, you know what? It's already done. And of course, you know, Paws has to touch things, so why not? I'm most likely going to paint over this one. Yeah, this one's a dud, guys. I'm just gonna let this one dry how it is. And then paint over it later. I do think that would have worked if maybe I had the same size cups. Or if maybe the colors were switched. Trying to get most of this gray out of here. This is where everybody screams. That's okay. Scream it, girls. Scream it. Alright guys, so this is number 2. Sorry most of it was off camera, I do apologize. It looks okay. I am going to hit it with the torch to see if anything pops out. So for attempt number 2, it wasn't too shabby. I do have to admit it did turn out better than I expected it to. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next time. Look up for the highlights of what they're going to look like wet, and I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a good one. Remember to always to smile. Bye.